Can I just check it now?
Yeah, yeah. I've made you the co-host. You can do share screen.
Okay. Uh, is it visible? Everything
Yes.
is fine?
Yes, it's perfect.
It's perfect? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So, it's
And
okay
also
then.
congratulations to you and the NIFTEM team. I think yesterday in Rajya Sabha, we heard that
Yes,
Center of Excellence has been awarded.
yes. I has been achieved by this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's not sharing right now.
Yeah. I think it's getting stuck a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why this has happened. Okay, fine.
Shubha ma'am, Shubha Nishtala ma'am. Good evening
Hi,
and welcome.
Nilesh. Good
Yeah.
evening. Hi.
So we'll just wait for
Hi,
maybe
Dr. Divya.
another.
Good
Good
evening.
Yeah,
evening,
Dr. Divya is also here.
ma'am.
So we're
I
just
think we have
waiting
a few
maybe
minutes more
few
in it.
minutes. Yeah, as people are logging in.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
5:05 will start.
Yes.
Diksha will start as people will keep coming in, but we'll start.
Okay. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's program. I would like to request everyone to mute yourself. If you have any question, put it in the chat box. We'll have a Q&A session at the end. Now, I would like to call upon our president, Mr. Nilesh Lere, sir, to give a brief overview of today's session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Diksha. First and foremost, I would like to welcome Dr. Divya Sachdev ma'am, CRO at NIFTEM. Also, warm welcome to Shubhaprada Nishtala, President of AFST Mumbai chapter. I see few other management team members from our chamber as well as few AFST members. So I take this opportunity to quickly run through details about the chamber as well as what the chamber does, why it was formed, what was the thought process behind it. I promise I won't take more than 5 minutes, because obviously you all are here to Dr. Divya ma'am and listen to the fantastic technologies they have developed at the NIFTEM. I also would like to put it on record that would like to congratulate the Vice Chancellor sir as well as Dr. Divya madam on being NIFTEM being declared as a center of excellence yesterday in the Rajya Sabha along with IIFPT. So most of you may be familiar with our chamber, which is headquarters out of Mumbai in BKC. You can also visit our website to know more about the chamber and the activities that we have been doing. As of one of the first activities that we started has been this webinar series. In fact, we officially launched our chamber on March 1st, and this is our third week of our webinars. We're trying to bring different topics and different stakeholders to the common platform. We are very much active on all our social media sites. And if anybody has missed any of our webinars over the last 3 weeks, including this week, it's available on our YouTube channel. If you search on YouTube CASMB, you can see all our 9 webinars that we have had so far. So this chamber was formed with a mission to work closely with all the stakeholders for advancement of micro, small and medium businesses. It has a vision to make the MSME more resilient and a much stronger backbone of the Indian economy. As we all know, MSME contributes almost 30% to the GDP of Indian economy. And in the exports, especially in the manufacturing exports, 48% is contributed by MSMEs. It also employs more than 11 crore people. Honorable Minister of MSME, Shri Nitinji Gadkari, on December 20th, mentioned and showed a vision that this contribution should go up from 30% to 40% to the overall economy. And I request all to be on mute, please. And the contribution to export to go up from 48% to 60%. The MSME is also expected to add another 5 crore jobs in next 5 years. So with this background, during the height of the pandemic, in the month of December, a lot of like-minded people came together and we have founded this MSME chamber, basically to empower the MSME entrepreneurs to achieve the next level success. The objectives, as our name suggests, is obviously for the advancement of MSME. We also want to represent the MSME sector in various forums. So in fact, just today we signed an MOU with Informa Markets, and they have an exhibition in May in Bangalore. So our chamber will be represented there. Do visit our stall over there. Someone has put in a comment saying they can't hear. So maybe, I don't know, Diksha, can you hear? Maybe you can put in yes in the chat box. I'm going to assume that others
Yes, sir,
can
we
hear.
can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So if anybody cannot hear, the best medicine always is you log off and log back in. 99 times out of 100, it does work. We also want to empower farmers, want them to work like or think like entrepreneurs, do farming like a business. One of the key activities that our chamber wants to do and is trying to do is bring different stakeholders for the SMEs together. So create that convergence. So we have a lot of academic research academic institutes, research institutes. So like today we have NIFTEM, who has developed a lot of different technologies. Last week we had a former head of DARC, the food department. Prior to that we had a well-known researcher, Professor Smita Lele from ICT. So similarly, different research experts, people with different advanced technologies or recent technologies, government schemes. Last week we discussed all the MOFPI and Ministry of Agriculture as well as MSME schemes. Mr. Dinesh Kumar did a fantastic job, and we actually broke all the records and touched almost 100 attendees on last Thursday. That lecture is also available on our YouTube channel. This Thursday we have ICICI Bank representative, their area manager, who's going to talk about the startup policy that ICICI Bank have. And in fact, even it was news to me that they invest up to 10% of value, and they take up 10% equity and invest like a private equity in startups. So I invite all of you to attend our Thursday's lecture as well. We want to build capacity in SMEs through trainings, through developments, conduct different study tours, help them partner, come up with strategic tie-ups, and basically help them grow further. In less than 15 days, in fact today is 16, so let's say in less than a month, we have been fortunate to have a strong advisory board. Professor Lele, Dr. Prabodh Halde, Dr. Prakash Kondekar are part of our advisory team. We have a strong management team. Mr. Umesh Kamble is also the Secretary General, is the backbone of our team. Mr. Prashant Naigaonkar, I think, is also on the call in the webinar. He comes with more than 30 years of finance expertise. So shortly we'll be launching our angel platform, where we'll try to bring startups and different investors on a common platform of the chamber. Mr. Ajit Kasar and Mr. Prashant Pradhan bring 30 years of experience in field of sales and marketing, which is a key for the success of startups, especially in the food industry. Mr. Sachin and Mr. Anup are running their own startup kind of setups, accelerators in Sachin in Western Maharashtra and Anup in Aurangabad in Marathwada. So we are already across Maharashtra. Ms. Arpita is a very well-known name and active in the Gujarat region. And Mr. Samir will be our representative, who's also active in the startup space in Goa. So already in less than a month, we have footprints in 3 states and want to take this footprint even further as our chamber crosses the different milestones. Some of the initiatives we have had in the month of March are Entrepreneur Speak. Yesterday, again, we had a fantastic speaker who spoke on his success story on organic food. The other entrepreneurs can also, you can see their talks on our YouTube channel. I spoke about the technology transfer. In the weekly knowledge forum, we had one session on farmer producer, how to farm a farmer producer, what are the different schemes and how you can take benefit of these schemes. Last Wednesday, we had a fantastic talk on palm oils application in food industry. Tomorrow, we have a session of palm oils application in non-food industry, especially in biofuels and cosmetics and so on and so forth. Finance facilitation cell, we have had a lot of really interesting talks. So all in all, we want to bring the ecosystem together. We have our incubation cell. We are in talks with 2 colleges to co-manage an incubation center in Navi Mumbai as well as in Kolhapur. We have also launched our women's cell, and shortly in the month of end of March or early April, we'll have our buyer seller meet for our startups, our members, with merchant exporters, with different general trade distributors, with a lot of category managers of modern trade. Some of the events I've already discussed. The other upcoming event, one of the marquee event, is on next Wednesday, where we'll have Padma Bhushan and former director of UDCT or ICT, Professor J.B. Joshi, who will talk about valorization of food waste. So that is another very marquee talk that we're going to have in the next few days. These events and upcoming events are again on our website, so I don't want to take too much time. Please feel free to visit our website and know more about it. So many people have been asking me what are the benefits. I've listed on few benefits. We are also going to launch a startup buddy program, where we will try to assign buddies to the startups or the SMEs or to our members, so that they can help them get their buyers, sellers, marketeers, whatever requirement they may have. Also, we'll be having our buyer seller meets, showcasing products of our members to different buyers in general. As I said, Angel Network platform is something that will be launched shortly. Please look out for that announcement. We are also coming out with this industry defined problems where our SMEs will give problem statements and we'll try to get their solutions or ideas through a student competition and will carry cash prizes. Certifications is something else that is in the works, that through like vendor rating is something that we are building on, so that our members can use that vendor rating when they approach any particular customer that they may have. And events, like I have already said, through webinars, through our partners. Like today we are thankful to AFST Mumbai, NetProfan, as well as Entrao to be partners with us on today's event. Similarly, we will partner with them for future events that they hold. And our chamber office in Mumbai is available to all our members for their own team meetings or customer meetings in case they don't have any presence in Mumbai. This is the membership benefits and the fees. We have tried to categorize it based on the recent definition of micro, small, medium, and corporates. And as low as 2,500 is the fees. We also want to bring in students and farmers. And in fact, one of the colleges in Mumbai, they have requested that they wanted teachers to also become members of us. And I think around 15 or 20 teachers are going to take up our membership. So we want more and more people to come. As an ecosystem, I think we can do a lot more for the SME segment. If anybody has any questions, they can always reach out to me or to Diksha or to any Umesh or any of the management team. This is my phone number as well as my email. So feel free to reach out to me if and when need be. Thank you very much. Over to Diksha.
Thank you, sir. I would like. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I would request you to.
And we have
introduce
Shubha.
us
I
to
think
the
Shubha is also there. No? Maybe Shubha can also give a brief overview of quick overview of AFST Mumbai as well.
Yes, thank you, Nilesh. I won't take long. I'm here more to offer my congratulations on behalf of AFST Mumbai to all the activities that the chamber is taking up. It's very impressive, the amount of initiatives that have been rolled out over a very short period of time. AFST Mumbai, of course, is of India's probably largest chapter outside of the headquarters. We are the second oldest chapter, formed in 1970 under the leadership of Dr. Ganguly, who is ex-chairman of Hindustan Lever, and guided by Professor D.V. Rege of ICT, then UDCT. And since then, AFST Mumbai chapter has been working very closely with all stakeholders in bringing about a strong knowledge share through various means for the entire food fraternity, be it students, be it industry, be it our inputs to regulators, where we are represented on various committees, both at the state level and at the central level. And I think we've really contributed in many ways, even to the startup ecosystem. Was the past president till last year. A lot of activities have happened to try and drive better outreach of both knowledge on science, technology, government initiatives, as well as the key focus of mentorship both for students and startups. So a lot of the activities that the chamber is doing, especially in the food space, are very strongly aligned with AFST's purpose, and AFST Mumbai is very happy to be partnering the chamber and working towards the common goal of creating a better word to the talk today. Especially, I think technology transfer is something which is in the food industry.
Thank you. Thank you, Shubha. I think I take this opportunity to introduce today's speaker, and also would like to place on record a sincere thank to Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Chindi Vasudev of NIFTEM. he nominated Dr. Divya Sachdev, who's the CRO at NIFTEM. Dr. Divya holds a PhD degree from BITS Pilani in nanomaterials. For past 7 years, since 2014, she has been associated with NIFTEM, and we look forward and welcome Dr. Divya to display and showcase and tell us more about the technologies that NIFTEM have developed and are available for technology transfer for any startups that they may want to pursue. Divya ma'am, over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Nilesh. A very good evening to all. I welcome all, and I'm really thankful that of the Center for Excellence we have achieved. And today is really a good day for that. And I think this is a good day to start also. And I first of all thank Mr. Nilesh for advancement of MSMEs. And and will actually uplift the backbone of our Indian economy. I'm sure that will do that. I feel really delighted to talk and represent my institute, NIFTEM, where I've been working for last 7 years. And I'll share my presentation. Okay. If queries, you please feel free to ask me in between. You can ask him. I am a research executive at Contract Research Organization, which is a basic linkage for the academia and the industry, which we are trying to focusing on, and we want to take more combine this meeting. So beginning campus is taking up the energy from the solar energy, and that is why it has been rated as a platinum and a green building award here. We have academic structures, different academic structures, and the programs we have with different departments. We have food science and technology, food engineering department, basic and applied sciences, agriculture, environmental sciences, food business management, and entrepreneurship development. Basically, the NIFTEM's focal point is on teaching, research, entrepreneurship, skill development, and incubation facilities are there, which NIFTEM is trying to focus on. And the uniqueness of this BTech program is that it is a blend of food science, engineering, and management. And that is the reason that most of the techno managers are taken up the food by the food industries from here. And we also have this MTech programs, which is run for different categories: food supply chain management, food safety quality management, food process engineering and management, food plant operation and management, food technology management. Apart from that, we have MBA also. The dual specialization is there, and PhDs are also taken up by different departments over here. The theme areas, especially for this NIFTEM, is that we are into the skill development division also, as well as we are trying to take up the industrial problems here by the consultancy division. And Center for Entrepreneurship Development is also there for the pilot plant scale studies are also available over here. Apart from that, we have incubation facilities for the startups. where they can they can scale up their food manufacturing, and they can scale up their commercialization probabilities. It is not changing.
Ma'am, I think you can minimize and access from the left side.
Okay, but then it won't be visible properly. Okay. Yeah, I think this way. This is okay? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay. We have pilot plant facility. This is specifically for the entrepreneurs where they can take up their incubation facilities there. Specifically that process optimization, product standardization, and they can develop their skills, and entrepreneurship development is there. And apart from that, the innovation for the this product development can be taken up in the pilot plants. We have different pilot plants over here. One is the fruit and vegetable products, meat and poultry products, milk and dairy products, cereal, grain, and bakery products, ready to eat Indian traditional food products available over here. And in that, you can see over here that there's a snapshot facility. Canning line is there, dairy line is there, snack processing, cold storage, and blast freezer is also available over here. So most of the industries are actually, what they need is that they can do this at a very small scale level, and then whether they can optimize this at this pilot scale level, and then they have their own manufacturing units, they can make it. These are the different pilot plants facility which are they can avail from NIFTEM. Apart from that, we have few other production lines: dry extruder processing line, auto savory line, milk storage and processing, papad making machine is also available, burger processing line, and NutroBar, and the extrusion facility is also there, where they can work up for this small extruded products also can be built up there. This was about the NIFTEM, which I was telling you that what all we are working on this NIFTEM. And we have newly developed this contract research organization, has been established. And we are looking into the academic and industrial linkages. And our main aim is that to translate the academic research and innovation to the industry, basically in this. And here is basically that we want to implement whatever the food science which has been built up in our laboratories, they can be taken up by the market. So this is basically an important thing, because I think MSMEs require this kind of a services which are needed for building up our backbone of the Indian economy. And basically all this is built up on the innovation. And one thing is that the innovation is taking up in this laboratory scale is might not be practical right now, but once it has been linked up with the industry, we can take up those practical, we can practically implement these technologies to the market. So basically the innovation is the key factor where we can grow and develop our country, and which is very much needed by our country right now. And different stakeholders can take these new ideas and take up for implementing and commercialization. We have academic industrial linkages. We are looking into this. And since academia work basically more on the curiosity part, and the industry works basically on the applied research, now we both think that these two has to be clubbed together, and both are working in the this multidisciplinary mode. These two needs to be linked up, and that is why the CRO is strategically moving towards this work. We are trying to initiate and participate and strengthen the research activities at NIFTEM, and encourage research in the challenging areas where they need this food. They demand some food problems, food sectors needed there. So we are trying to empower them and create some research facility at NIFTEM. This is about the contract research organization, and we are trying to strategically implement that by different collaborations. We have different ways by which we can collaborate with industries via sponsored research, collaborative research, and consortia also we can build up with different industries and taking up. Either they can be partially funded by the government, and they can sponsor their research work over here. And the other part is that we license these technologies also. Whatever the technologies are available at NIFTEM, that can be transferred to the industries. And apart from that, whatever the technologies we are working on for the industries only, we can also license them accordingly. These are the different priority areas of research, especially the food companies where they are looking forward for, that is nutraceuticals, then the food safety and quality packaging is they required. Nowadays, right now, the nanomaterials are available, which are also there. Food biotechnology and nanomaterials are there for focus, which has been focusing on different areas of the food. Food waste and byproduct utilization is also there. Designing, modeling, and simulation of food processes is there. So these are the different priority areas of research which are available at NIFTEM, and that can be taken up in consortia or by the collaborative research, or the sponsoring agencies can be there. We can take these research over here for the linkages with the industries. And the criteria is basically to solve the current problems which the food sector is facing, and it should be innovative and socially responsible, since these methods we are planning to take up strategically, and where the greener methods should be taken up. We have different ecosystems for research over here. We have 15 well-equipped laboratories and state-of-art equipments are there with NIFTEM. Food science and technology, food engineering, dairy engineering, chemical and biological chemistry is also there. Microbiological labs are available. We have animal house, animal product technology available. Apart from that, we have central instrumentation lab where we have sophisticated equipments for determining the impurities or the necessity analytical requirements in the food. We have gas chromatography, high performance liquid chromatography, ICP, that is inductive coupled plasma spectroscopy. Then we have atomic absorption spectroscopy. We have differential scanning calorimetry over here, and thermal gravimetric analysis is also available here. Bakery Research Training Center is also there, where we provide trainings, and we can help these industrialists or any MSMEs which need trainings and for the skill development is also available at this NIFTEM. This is, I have already told you about the pilot plants. The incubation facility is also there. We have some deadlines which is available at times for the incubation facilities. So they can they can move to the sites and then check the timings at the time. Anybody has any questions right now? I thought, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Apart from that, we have this NABL accredited food testing laboratory, that is a Center for Food Research Analysis. This has been accredited this last 2 years back. This has been accredited by NABL and under the ISO IEC 17025, and it is also a national referral lab for quality certification of raw and processed food products. This food testing laboratory has many of the sophisticated analytical facilities available, which the industries can take up, and the charge list and everything is available on the site, which they can look into this. Especially this CRO, we are taking up the research technologies strategically where the economic growth is available. We generally do these innovations based on where the economic growth can be taken up or not. We plan the technologies investigation according to the time frame, and we choose safe and greener methods so that there is no toxic effects on the environment. Apart from that, there's an in-depth market survey before putting up for the commercialization. We do the in-depth market survey, and we also go for the innovation and introduction for this. So now coming over to the technologies in NIFTEM, I have divided this into 5 categories. One is the ready-to-serve technologies, which is cereal and millets-based technology, which is right now the requirement of the industry. The other one is the food processing and engineering technologies, food safety and quality analysis, food packaging and sustainable technologies, which are available from the NIFTIM. So first I'll start with the ready to serve technologies. We have to, is it visible? I think the whole screen can be seen.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, fine. The first one is value added products. And that is the Bikis and Kurkure, which have been developed by Dr. Komal from our Food Science and Technology Department. This is high fiber, protein, and mineral content, and nutraceuticals are also added to this Bikis and Kurkure. And this has been made from millet and ragi. And the target groups is for the malnutrition people as well as the lactating mothers. So this has a huge scope for the commercialization. If for further contact, you can contact Dr. Komal Chauhan, and the email is also provided below. The other technology is multigrain pasta and noodles, which is very much required, and everybody whosoever is foodie, they love to have this multigrain pasta and noodles. And the ingredients which they have chosen is normally cereals and millets, and it is very much, it is not the junk food which the regular market is giving. So this is from the durum wheat, sorghum, soya bean, and gluten, and it is highly high antioxidant rich, and it is also it can be used by low glycemic index is there, and it is helpful for the diabetic people. They can consume it very easily. Even this has a huge commercialization scope, and the target groups are the malnutrition kids for midday meals. They can be targeted easily, and for further details you can approach Dr. Rakhi Singh for this. The second one is muffins have been made. One is the choco flavor. The other one is the sugar-free multigrain muffins. These two muffins have been developed from multigrain like green gram millets, sweet potato, foxtail millets, horse gram, and they are highly proteinous and high mineral content is there. And it has a huge scope for the different sectors of people. And you can contact Dr. Murlidhar and Dr. Anand Kishore for these innovations. The other one is the cookies. We have herbal cookies, savory, veggie, gluten-free, and sattu. These are the three kinds of cookies which are available for the commercialization aspect. And this has been made from green gram millets, sweet potato, foxtail millets, and horse gram. It is again highly proteinous, and mineral content is also high, and antioxidants are also present in these cookies. Again, it has a huge scope for the commercialization, and for details, you can take this name. Anand Kishore is the one who has developed these technologies. The other one is we have granola bar, which is out in the market, and everybody needs looking for this granola bar. This kind of a technology has a huge scope, and this has been filed recently, patented by our faculty. And this is highly proteinous, which is around 28%, and stable and high shelf life also, and low cost, which I think we can, the different sectors of our society can be targeted by this granola bar, and this can also be included in the midday meal, this granola bar. The other one is the low fat samosa, and everybody loves to have samosa, but the fat content, due to the high fat content, we generally avoid this. And recently one of the faculty has developed a low fat samosa, which is again patent has been filed for this. This is a low fat content and a very good sensory also, which is actually equivalent to the normal one. And it has a huge scope for all the MSMEs for taking up this low fat samosa. And Dr. Prarabdh has developed this technology. Then we have the seaweed tea infusion, which is this is the first of its kind. This technology is not there in the market at all. And this has also been patented. And this is highly rich in polyphenols and chloroglucinol. This seaweed has little fishy flavor. So we have tried to avoid this fishy flavor and try to mask it. And this also has a lot of polyphenols. So it is highly rich in antioxidants. This has a huge scope for commercialization because right now there is none is existing in the market. And again, it can be taken up by the nutraceuticals industries. Vitamin D fortified lassi is there available. Right now, we know that most of our Indian society is is deficient in vitamin D, and we have tried to develop a vitamin D fortified lassi. Here, this has been nano encapsulated, and this is a kind of a premix which is there, and we no changes in flavor has been seen in this fortified lassi, and it has again a huge scope for the dairy industry, and a lot of malnutrition population can be targeted by this vitamin D fortified lassi also. Dr. Manjeet Agarwal, who is a professor, she's a professor here, and she's involved in developing this technology. Sorry. Another ready-to-serve technology is instant probiotic fruit juice powder. This is again a probiotic biomass which has been encapsulated and developed with orange juice. This has been incorporated in the orange juice, and it has a high nutritive value, which is boosting the immune system also, which has again a huge scope, and the target groups are especially those which are lactose intolerant population is there. This is very convenient to store. It is again a premix kind of a mixture, and it is very convenient to be used. It is low cost, and we can target maximum population over here. So, which is a very good digestion probability with this probiotics. So these are the ready to serve technologies which are available. Then we are moving over to the food processing and engineering technologies. The first one is the sweet potato powder, which is there, which has been made over here by Dr. Murlidhar. And why this has been chosen is because this has a water holding capacity, which is more than 150, and it is very favorable for preparation of the viscous foods. So this kind of a technology is also available for sweet potato powder. The other one is a coconut water extraction machine, which has been made here. And the two kinds are there, the commercial model and the vendor model is available. The trademark has also been granted for this. This is the Coco Shresht. And the advantage is that it is low cost. Extraction of coconut water from the tender and the mature coconut can be taken up. And very less time this is possible. Apart from this, the preparation of dry copra is also there. There are different applications can be taken up from this coconut water extraction machine. Dr. Winkle Arora is the one who has developed this machine, and he has other technologies also. One is the bundi dispenser machine he has built up. This is for the bundi making in small quantities or higher quantities, and symmetrical and the faster rate is there with this particular machine. Apart from that, we have domestic refrigerator Linus. This is based on the solar energy based unit, since they are, sorry. Okay. This is solar based domestic level refrigeration unit where no greenhouse gases are emitted in this. And this is again a low cost, especially for the farmers, where they can keep their fruits and vegetables at the refrigeration level. And it is solar based, so very low cost, very cheap for probabilities there for the commercialization. Evacuated tube solar dryer is there. And this is based on the solar drying use. This evacuated tube is there where it is trying to concentrate the solar energy. And there we can achieve high temperature. And this is again applicable for the fruits and vegetable at a faster rate drying. The other one is the food processing and engineering technology is again for the retaining softness in khoya peda and barfi. This is since generally the khoya peda and barfi they dries up. So here we have tried to retain the softness where the mouthfeel and the texture is also improved. The rancidity and the nutritional content is also there. Rancidity has been removed, it has reduced, and the nutritional content is also there. It has a huge scope for this MSMEs and for the industries, exporters. Again, it is very low cost, so it is applicable for the commercialization purposes. Apart from that, besides this, we have other technologies. One is the biodiesel production from waste fried oil. Low cost meat storage system is also available with different technology which are ready for the commercialization. And another category is food safety and quality analysis. This is another category where we have tried to encapsulate the natural antioxidants in edible oil. And this has again the huge scope because generally these refined oils have antioxidants, which are synthetic antioxidants, and they have toxic effects also. So we have tried to replace them by natural antioxidants, and there is no unpleasant color or taste in the oil, and longer storage stability is also there. So we have tried to encapsulate by the natural antioxidants here. Apart from this, we have acrylamide reduction methods which are available by from Dr. Chakrabarti. They are trying to reduce the carcinogenic acrylamide, which is generally made during the frying process. So he has targeted this to reduce this acrylamide reduction methods. Another food safety and quality analysis methods, we have technology where we are trying to increase the shelf life of the mangoes. Here they have, Dr. Sunil Parekh has used this melatonin, which has enhanced the shelf life for 14 days. And zero residues are available since it is totally environmental friendly, and it can be applicable for fruit market, wholesalers, farmers, food processing industries, exporters and hoteliers. The other one is the extending the shelf life of guava, which has again, the shelf life has been increased, especially by the usage of nitric oxide has been used here, which is totally non-toxic. And again, there is no, there are no residues which are there, which is again environmental friendly, which is available. This can be used by many of the farmers, this kind of extension of the shelf life of guava. The other one is we have recently we have patented one technology for this food safety and quality analysis. One is this antibacterial nanocomposite. A new kind of a layered nanomaterial was made, which is highly antibacterial, and it has been, the cost of the silver has been reduced here, where it is active, which is within less than an hour also. So this kind of a technology is available for commercialization, and it has a huge scope for the RO water purification, food packaging industry, and water sanitation. This is antibacterial nanocomposite, and recently this technology can be marketed easily because this is now Indian patent has been granted to this. The other one is we have onion spoilage sensor. We have huge scope for this onion spoilage sensor because this can be used by farmers for the grading purposes, exporters, hoteliers. This is a prototype which has been developed via the nanomaterial. And this is actually, this can distinguish between the spoiled and the healthy onions. And it is highly sensitive since it changes the color from yellow to orange to pink and finally to the transparent once it comes in contact with the spoiled onions. And we are trying to make it into a device so that it can be easily be taken up by the farmers. Right now it is applicable for the cold storages. The other technology which is for the food safety and quality analysis is the universal fluorescent biostain and cryopreservative. This technology is again one of its kind because right now there are no stains which are developed for the gram-negative bacteria selectively. This is very safe technology because right now it is needed, especially for the DNA, RNA stains, nucleic acid bioimaging. This technology has been recently filed for the patent, and this can be taken up by the biological industries also for the staining purposes. We have food packaging and sustainable technologies also available in our department. Here we have pomegranate peel, which is a waste which is there and which has been used for the food packaging part. And this is kind of an edible coating which keeps it, the shelf life is increased with this, and post harvest losses of the horticulture produce can be reduced by this technology. So this can be taken up. Besides this, we have food industry waste utilization. This is by conversion of food biomass to the biochar, and this can be again applicable for the wastewater remediation or absorption of any waste which can be they can be used up, or the fuel cells. This kind of a technology is also available at our department. We also have this pioneering research, which I discussed right now, that one is the antibacterial layered silver iron nanocomposite and the trademark which is there. And we are planning to strategically implement this for the commercialization to the industries. These are the research which are available. And thank you very much for listening me patiently. And for any contacts, any details to be understood, you can visit our website, and you can also contact me at CRO. And these are the email IDs which are there, which are available. And please, if anybody has any queries, please feel free to ask.
Thank you very much, Dr. Divya. I think it was a fascinating session. So if we have to reach out, we reach out to the individual scientist, or
You can
is there a
contact me.
technology transfer cell? We reach out to you?
Yeah, you
or
can
like how?
contact me for this technologies, and we can go for the meeting, and accordingly we can plan it.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think your pilot plants and all those can also be utilized for a contract manufacturing or
Yes,
like
yes,
third-party
yes, yes, yes.
manufacturing or small scale
Yes, yes, that is also
before
given.
a startup.
Yes, that is given to the startups for the entrepreneurs who are taking up this right now. We have 3 companies who are using this recently, this pilot plants also, that is available.
Dr. Divya.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Anil. I am not. I'm in a chemical business. I'm new to this.
Okay.
And my question is that do you do like support in legalities also?
Regarding this licensing part you are talking about?
Yeah, I mean, support. I'm coming with this ready-to-use technology.
Yes,
so
yes.
I have to manufacture it, and then I have to market it. For that, I suppose there's FFSI or something. Those kind of things are required.
Yes, yes, yes. We have built up a this patent cell over here, and we are into the licensing of these technologies also. The policies have been framed, and we have recently started doing this also.
No, madam, the technology from NIFTAM to the industry is one thing.
Yes.
Once we take the technology, then setting up an industry and the legality part, that I'm talking about.
Setting up the industry, we have not started yet, but yes, we are in a process of starting that even.
Okay.
Because right now there are very less entrepreneurs which are coming over here. That is why we are here to showcase our technology, so that more industries should give inputs in this.
If I may interrupt, Anilji, you can reach out to us at the chamber, and we can help you out, connect to the right specialist or like advisors who can help you with FSSAI or FDA or legal metrology or whatever your licensing compliance need.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah? Thanks.
Anyone else, if anybody has queries?
There's a question from Vaishali. Ma'am, how do we find out the side effects of chemical-based preservatives?
That we have to get the animal studies to be done, either in vivo or ex vivo. We can get that conducted over here. That can be done.
And madam, if someone wants to take the technologies, how quickly or how long it may take to complete the overall paperwork and all that?
If as it is there. As it is, they want to take, especially the food products which is ready to serve, it is almost ready. I think within a month or so they can take up those technologies. But if they want something to be investigated again, so some kind of a project has to be built up and then take up those projects, so that they totally clear up whatever their problems are there, and then accordingly they can take these technologies.
And these technologies are given to multiple people, or is there like a exclusivity kind of a clause? Or
Right now, yes, we can have that exclusivity clause can be there because the manufacturer won't like that this can be taken up by the other people also. So yes, that can be taken up.
okay. Someone has asked, Sanjay Bhatkar sir has asked, how can we stop curcumin spoilage in the packaging?
That is a thing which I think the faculties we can take up this kind of a project, because curcumin generally what people are using is the encapsulated versions. Encapsulations are there done for the curcumin since it is hydrophobic, and they are encapsulating in some lipid based carriers. So they are using such kind of technologies. So here, if you want, then we have to go for some research areas, and then accordingly we can give you the detailed version.
So it can be taken as a project by some of the faculty
Yes,
members.
yes.
Correct? Okay. Thank you. I think Krishnan Nair has raised his hand, and Krishnanji, you want to ask a question? Someone has also asked about complete process to take any technology. Maybe, I don't know if it can be explained in 2
They
minutes.
can
They
visit
can
our
always
site
contact you
and they can
offline.
contact me after this, and then we can let them know about this, how they can take up the technologies, or they can visit our institute also. Most welcome.
Yeah, I think visiting the campus is a very great idea, because it will give everybody an
Yes.
idea that how beautiful. I guess I had a chance to visit it a couple of times.
Sure, anybody can visit, and right now, although we have a problematic at the situation, but then even it's not that much. Anybody can visit. We have pilot plants facility. They can have a view of that.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think NIFTEM is also giving these pilot plants out on rent, or like to, some, I think I've seen some tenders
Yes, yes, that is
where
what
people can
initially.
actually take over the
Yes,
pilot
the
plants,
tender
right?
is out, and then accordingly, whosoever gets that, we can give that to that particular company.
Someone is asking how much is the cost range for technology transfer for ready to serve product. I mean, if you want, they can reach out to you offline. We
Yes, yes.
don't necessarily have to
That depends
answer
on
it.
actually if we'll have a meeting with that concerned faculty whose technology is there, and accordingly we can plan out, because that totally depends upon the person who has developed that technology.
Any other questions? And in the chat box, I've also put a message, the YouTube channel. If anybody has missed any of our sessions, including today's session, if you have missed, you'll be able to see.
So there's a question. What are skill development courses available at the institute?
Skill development courses are there that you can look into the website from there. NIFTEM website is there. We generally arrange when more than 25 people are there. Then generally we arrange. Not for the person in person, we do not arrange it. We generally go for the more amount, like 25 people should be there for the skill development part.
Madam, what is the minimum duration of if we send somebody to you?
I will read it out. The surroundings or conditions in which a person.
I mean, a person, if we send to you for some kind of training, some kind of what is this incubation period? Like you really ask for?
Incubation, generally there are deadlines which are there. You can have this whole setup over here. It's just like your office facility is also available, and accordingly you have to get this pilot plant separately. So incubation facility is also available in our campus. This is kind of your office facility where you have this food area, and you can go for the this services of the laboratories can be availed by you.
There are a couple of questions in the chat box.
Hello.
One is any support for marketing
Hello.
sector?
Yeah, somebody is interviewing.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
I need some technology support for the ready to eat,
Okay.
which we can discuss in after the meeting. Or
Yeah,
something.
sure. You can reach out to me. My email ID is
Or
there, and
Okay.
if you need that, I'll share my mobile number also with you. And
Yeah.
accordingly, we can have a meeting for this ready-to-eat technologies which are available.
For advanced R&D, advanced R&D commercialization related or import, export.
I can't get you.
Sir, we are barely able to hear you, but like
Advanced
Madam
R&D
said,
level
you can
project
reach out to
in
her.
order for launching export quality food, export market, and including for domestic.
Sure, you can reach out to ma'am after
Thank you. Right, sir.
post today's event via email and connect with
Okay.
her.
Okay.
I think somebody is asked encapsulation facility available at NIFTM. Yes, we have this encapsulation facility. Spray drying is there available at here.
I would also like to welcome Dr. Nema. I think he has just joined. He is also
Yes.
a professor at NIFTM. Welcome, sir.
Sorry.
Krishnanji, you had.
Good evening.
Sorry.
Good.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good to see you.
Sorry, I was in another meeting, so I couldn't
No
join.
problem.
And I am very happy to share with you all that recently the Rajya Sabha has cleared NIFTM bill, and with the help of that bill, two institutions in the country, one is NIFTM and one is IIFPT. These are going to become institute of national importance. So that is a great step towards the contribution for food processing sector, which these institutions are going to take up in the future. So I think the future for food technology is very bright in India. And not only these two, but many more institutions are going to come up in India in future. So I think this webinar is very right step towards that. So thank you for organizing it. Sorry, I couldn't join right from beginning, but I could see in between, and it was very well going. So if there is any thing I can contribute, if there are any questions from my side, I would be happy to answer that. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much. And also convey our regards and thanks to Professor Vasudevappa.
Definitely. I was just
accepting our
discussing
invite.
with
Yes.
him, and I was informing him that through this webinar, we are trying to reach out many people who are interested in this area, that how we can help them in growing their entrepreneurship or any industrial requirement that might be there. So he was saying, yes, please go ahead. And if anything else is required, NIFTM should always be there to support industry.
Correct. Thank you very much. So there are a couple of more questions in the chat box. One is, does NIFTM give marketing support also? Can we get marketing linkages for any products?
Right now, this is, I think, more on to the advertising part or the media part. We have not started yet that part, but we are about to start that thing also. But yes, the technologies can be, the commercialization part is one. So that is again the marketing part only. That can be taken up. And the licensing part also can be taken up. And we can help out for the FSSAI also for the licensing part. That can be done, but after that I think the marketing part is still under process. We need to look into that.
Yes. There's one question with regards to more details about MTech course in NIFTEM. So I would suggest, I think they visit the website, probably
Yes,
is the
please.
easiest answer.
Yes.
In fact, I'll tell you that some companies have approached us, some international companies, and they want us to find out the linkage with the industry for their product. Yesterday only we had a meeting with one of the company from Hungary. They have developed some technology and they want us to develop the market or get some industries linked with them. So these kind of activities we take up. We have a department, food business management, where they advise and they can advise how to improve the marketing. They can take the consultancy for improving the marketing also. Besides that, we also have a consultancy division where such kind of activities can be taken up depending on case-to-case basis. But yes, there is ample scope, and we try to provide support as much as possible.
So I think the question that Ms. Vaishali is trying to ask is still a little unanswered, and I'll try to take my shot at it,
Okay.
and then maybe, sir, you can help. I think she's asking for an MTech from entrepreneurship point of view. So, but like the name itself suggests that it's a National Institute for Food Technology and Entrepreneurship Management. So your curriculum itself is food technology plus entrepreneurship, right? So you don't have a separate entrepreneurship kind of a MTech or a BTech kind of a course, if I'm not mistaken, right? But
no, sir.
it's integral
Let me
to
clarify.
your.
Let me
yeah.
clarify. Especially for development of entrepreneurship and management, we have a separate dedicated course, that is MBA. MBA in food business management, where it is dedicatedly taught about how the food business can be managed, how it can be developed, how it can be financed, and all the aspects which are related with development of food industry, those are taught. And that is one thing. Besides this, all MTech programs and BTech programs, there is a lot of integration of management and entrepreneurship related courses. So you will be happy to know that right from first year, second year, and in third year also, we have 2 management related courses in every semester. So which helps the students to understand the entrepreneurship and management. So after completing the BTech program, students need not to go for MBA. So after BTech itself, they will be having enough knowledge about the management and entrepreneurship, which otherwise students gets after completing the MBA program. So that is the uniqueness of this BTech program at NIFTEM. And that's why we have got the status of deemed to be university under de novo category. So it makes a difference from the other institutions in the country. In fact, even abroad, there are no such courses which integrates food technology and entrepreneurship and management.
Okay. Do you also offer distance education or
no?
MBA?
Actually, UGC
part-time
doesn't
MBA?
allow distance education and part-time education. Part-time is possible only in PhD. And in fact, we want that students should do this thing on a regular basis. But part-time at BTech, MTech level is not possible at NIFTEM. It is possible only at PhD level. But in PhD, if you want to do part-time PhD, then a student has to complete at least the residential requirement and make sure that if he's doing it part-time, then he has enough and sufficient facility for conducting the experiments which is required for his PhD.
How about entrepreneurship development courses?
Are there? These are the short-term training programs organized by our different departments, but it is there are no 6 months PG diploma program, something like that. It is taught along with BTech and MTech. And there is a separate MBA program for entrepreneurship and business management. That is for 2 years.
Will that be a kind of some kind of distance course, or like, in COVID days, people will not like to come?
No, it is not a distance course. But yes, during COVID, we conducted some online classes for the regular program, for regular BTech program, because of the constraints of the COVID and students could not come here. So we conducted online teaching because that is the only way possible at that time. Otherwise, we don't have any distance program for the regular courses of BTech and MTech.
There's another question that has come in as to difference between CFTRI and NIFTEM.
CFTRI is basically a research institution. If you look at the basic fundamental concept on which CFTRI and NIFTEM has been established, one is for the research purpose, exclusively for the research purpose, and NIFTEM is mainly for the skill development, manpower development, because industry demands trained manpower, skilled manpower, who are good not only in technology but also in the managerial skill. So right from day one, NIFTEM started developing skilled manpower who are good in technology as well as management. That's why we call techno managers. Our BTech students are called techno managers, so that even for the small entrepreneurs or small units, these students can grow up, become confident, and can handle both sides. Because small industries sometimes find problem, they cannot hire more people. So if one can look after both the sides, then it is good for them.
Or in other words, you offer BTech degree as well, whereas
Yeah,
CFTRI
BTech,
is
we offer
masters and
BTech,
PhDs.
CFTRI doesn't, because they are more in the research, so they offer more of the postgraduate programs and PhD programs.
So I guess the same question is still floating around. Like, do you offer short-term courses? Because I think we have a lot of working professionals or SMEs. So do you offer short-term programs? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. We can offer short-term programs for food professionals, but there are no regular programs which are there in the calendars. They are offered as per the requirement. If some industry, suppose green industry, they want us to train 20 people from their side, then they can approach us. We can develop a program for 20 people. Like recently, we have organized one program last month, one program for the villagers of one of the districts of Haryana, where about 20 ladies, they came here. We trained them in the bakery and some small food processing operations. So it was there from the local administration that we want such kind of trainings. We organize it, and it was conducted successfully. Likewise, if any group of, because conducting programs for one or two people will not be that much feasible, but if there are groups and there is a demand, we can organize such training programs. Besides this, we regularly organize workshops for 1 or 2 days, seminar conferences, and those things are our regular features, but they are not very recurring. Okay, a particular topic is not recurring, but as in when there is a demand, we can organize it. I hope it has made things clear. And
Yes.
if there are questions, because there will be definitely many questions, so people, I will request all the participants to contact us over email or telephone, or to Dr. Divya. She has explained you about various technologies which are there. So we would be happy to collaborate with all of you, because this institution is for the industry. So anybody who wants to come here, take any advice, take any help, they are more than welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. And I think we are gone over our time. So I guess
This
you
was
may
an
want to.
overwhelming response, Nilesh.
Yeah, welcome. So I hope
And
you will get a chance to beat the Delhi traffic. So I'll ask Divya to raise the official vote of thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to propose vote of thanks. Sincerely thanks to Dr. Divya Sachdev ma'am and Dr. P.K. Nima sir for your valuable time and a very informative and enlightening session. And also thank you, Shubha ma'am, for attending today's program. I would like to thank our support partners, AFST Mumbai chapter, Entra-O2 and NetProfram. And thank you all the participants for attending today's webinar. I declare this session has ended. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.